Right, really excited to see this. We're going to look at some kind of new ranges that SKYTRAK have developed. Nick, tell me what we've got.
Improvement ranges specifically, Mark, and you're going to hit on these and it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
For me anyway. So this one in particular could be really cool. It'll be educational, but also extremely frustrating, as you're about to experience, because it's set up with 5 different greens, 5 different yardages, and the tour average proximity is the green size.
Oh, fantastic.
So
okay.
for example, 50 yards, the proximity to the hole from the fairway is 15 feet for the best players in the game.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, you end up in the water.
Brilliant.
So you and your brilliant and trousers, more words I need to use. I can't wait to watch you hit these, and then I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions along the way.
Fantastic.
Like, how would you use these?
Yeah, perfect.
50 yards, Mark. Share your brilliance with the whole crew here.
Okay.
How would you use this?
So I've luckily got one of the clubs I use here. So it's a 60-degree wedge that I actually have in my bag. Wedge distance control is something I've actually tried to work on. So this one I find very exciting. For me, the way I would use a tool like this, I mean, if I hit one to kick me off, I would certainly start warming up with a few benchmark kind of ideas to dial myself in. Like, am I feeling what I think I feel?
Yeah. So it's 50 yards when you hit.
That's too far.
Feel pretty good.
I'm going to need
carried 68.
Yep. So I'm going to try and just find, a usable feel for certainly this first distance. Yeah. And then when I feel like I'm somewhere near, maybe there.
Almost.
I'll take that.
Yep. 45.
That's a win.
Okay. We're done. It's dry.
Yeah. So once I've established that I feel I could hit that a few times, then I would like to use something like this, similar to those Python drills, where you start at a distance and move out and see how many you can hit in a row.
Yep.
So for me, I would like to, and we can do it here, I'll hit one, as soon as I hit the first green, I move on to the next green.
I like your style.
And then what I would do, and certainly with students I would do, is I would give, depending on the ability, certain amounts of mulligans maybe. Yeah. Okay. Me being a bit reckless, I'm going to have no mulligans because my ego wants me to be tour average.
Look at you and see wild man.
So we're probably not going to get very far. But as in, if I was doing this at home and I wasn't feeling that great, I might give myself a 3-shot buffer.
Yeah.
To be able to move on to the next stage.
I like that. But I think even then you could start hitting, say, if you got really good at that, hit 2 shots onto a green, then go on to the next one.
You use that almost like a handicap, like an index.
Yeah, basically. That's really good.
So should we see if I can, how far 50? I can step anywhere?
Okay.
So I reckon that's a little long to good.
Let's see. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, a little long.
10 yards is too far.
So this is also what I like to do with launch monitors, is I want to be able to get the launch monitor confirm what I feel. So I want to be doing this blind.
Right.
So if I can hit that and call what actually happened, even though that shot didn't go the right distance, that makes me feel more confident if I'm out on the course.
You'd be shocked how, I'm sure you see it too, like going on the PGA Tour range and walking around, that's what 10 guys are doing on a range out of 100 people. Just literally trying to guess how far they carry.
Yeah, totally.
So I like that skill. That's a really good one.
And one thing I notice if you teaching everyday golfers, if I say in an indoor situation, hit it 50 yards, I have 20 yards to 120 yards come out.
Yeah, so maybe that 250 green played. Yes, I understand. Yeah, the higher your handicap, the less predictable your shot depth is.
So I think that's close to the money, benchmarked off what I've done before. Yeah. So I'll take that where it landed.
I think that's great. Yeah, carried 51.
So from there, that's my start. I'm now going to have one go at going up to the next green at 100 yards.
Okay. Same club. What do you do?
I'm going to go to a 54.
Is this a fairly in-between type of shot for you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be kind of around here. I actually use a 50, so I have a system that I would use. So I'm kind of guesstimating a bit of this.
So what do you do to take the ball speed off to hit this 100-yard shot?
So for this one, it's going to be a combination of distance and speed for me. I'll just be feeling speed but trying to hit a certain distance of swing.
A little shorter swing?
Yeah, shorter swing indeed.
Perfect. What's your guess?
Good to short.
Yeah. 87.
So not far off, a little left.
So yeah, a really good way to shorten the amount of clubhead speed you're going to have on this and subsequent ball speed is another shot like that.
So that felt good.
That looks really good.
Go.
Nice job.
Yeah.
On the money. 98 carry, 100 total.
So I'm already on to, I said I was going to do one shot, I've already moved to 2 or 3, do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm flexible with my rules.
I wasn't going to bring it up,
Yeah.
but okay, now that you have. I like your system though to
Yeah.
shorten up how far a ball's going to go, just reduce how long your swing is on both
Absolutely.
sides and control some thrust that way. 150?
150.
Are you moving on?
Yeah, I'm going to go to 150.
150?
I've got a 9. This actually is slightly too far, so
Yeah.
I would use a wedge, but we're going to try and funk
Okay.
a 9. It's definitely a little left, so I'm pleased I called that.
That was
Could
good.
be good was my second call.
Nice, good shot. 148. That was legit. That was legit. First shot at 150. 200 yards.
200. So that I'm hitting a 7-iron.
I tell everybody it's another 9-iron. It's a better
Yeah, I
start.
almost did, to be
Yeah,
fair.
that's
but
fine.
So people saw me go for another club.
Okay. Are
So
you getting more nervous? Can you see
More
how
nervous,
students would
feeling
get
like
a little
I'm going to
more
need
comfortable?
more goes.
Yep.
So that's another way that, again, I would use this. I might give myself less goes shorter and more goes longer, because that is going to be more realistic to what my on-course performance would be like.
For sure. I like this for students though. Like
Yeah.
a serious golfer, this is a great way to test your skills.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I find with this, which I love, is that as someone who has access to this at home, you know, so I'm excited by this, but like this isn't new. Like I've done this many times,
right.
but it's even making me want to do
comfortable.
it.
Right.
If
Oh,
it's
that's
making
good.
me want to do it, you know, the average golfer who's desperate to play more and want to learn and get better, like this is going to be so addictive.
Well, that's why we're enjoying making these
Yeah.
these different ranges. We've got dozens in the queue that are ready to go. We'll try for a monthly release of just a brand new range,
Yeah.
at least for the time being. So you'll turn on your SKYTRAK and find something new here every single
Fantastic,
month, which
yeah.
you know, that's a cool feature.
Yeah. Right. 7-iron. This will have to be hit well.
Okay.
Little right, maybe a little short.
Using any of your new swing style from
Yeah, I
OptiMotion?
am. That's,
Okay.
which is harder
Yeah.
on the longer. So
Pretty close.
yeah, that just struck a bit better. Would stay straighter and be about the
Not
club.
a bad shot.
Again, I mean, their average proximities to Tour Pro at 200 yards where I've hit that again, I'm going to be realistic with myself. I'm not a Tour Pro. That, if I'm playing golf with normal people, are going to go, yeah, decent shot, Mark.
Yeah.
But that wasn't far off.
Right, right.
So, you know, these are fun to try and hit them, but I'm still going to be realistic as well.
Well, I mean, it's the average of the tour players too.
Correct,
so
meaning
they're
there's
hitting
some
balls in
out
the
of that and
water,
some
too.
inside.
Yeah, exactly. I like this for students though. Like if you're above a 2 handicap golfer and you can hit these greens, you've hit a great shot.
Yes.
That's the part I think is
Yeah.
worth some validation from time to time.
Yeah. Yeah, just drifting a little.
Oh, little cut. I think you got it.
Got
I
it.
think you got it. Nice shot.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Take that all day
193,
long.
and that's your top 10% of
Yes.
shots hit on the PGA Tour from 200 yards.
Absolutely. So
Maybe you should play professional golf.
yeah. Or I'm a little better at talking than I am playing. Is
You
the
know
problem.
how we'll know? Let's hit that 250 next, and let's see how that goes. No, glad you appreciate these. I just want to keep making some of these that are interesting, different, and
Yeah.
making practice fun is a huge part of what we're trying to do here.
So just for the viewers at home, this isn't my preferred club. I just want that to go into. Don't cut that from the edit, or I'll keep saying it. This is not my preferred club for this shot. Just loading up the excuses.
There's so much I could do with that, Mark.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So this is a 5 wood,
so 50 feet
and that's left, I
is
reckon.
the average from this distance,
I reckon-
if not even a little bit more than that. So
Yeah. I love the fact that that distance is about there as
254
well.
is really good.
Yeah,
Depth is right.
just need to get it starting right, or maybe even just get across a little bit more.
That hip sway will help you keep the face more open.
Yep.
If you missed that spot, we were looking at Mark's hip and shoulder sway at impact and a little further away than the tour average. So moving them a touch more forward gives you a better chance to push. Good depth here. Good
Yeah.
shot depth again. 259.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that tour thing I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So 2 options now. This is again how I would challenge myself to learn.
Yeah.
Is I would either use a swing fork to try and straighten that up,
Uh-huh.
or I would use a swing fork to think, okay, I might actually try and fade this, because they're making the distance.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I'm learning my own patterns. So with the 5 wood, if I used one, which I don't, am I better trying a slightly different shape to my what I want my stock shape to be?
On that shot mark, you've got a path of 2.5 to the left. The face angle's too close to the path for that to be a good shot. It's just a pull draw. So your choices now are hit a fade, but open the face to the path 6 degrees more than you just did, or just start changing your swing direction to the right and keep the face close to the path.
So I'm going to go for a little feather.
Okay. And if I were hitting those fades, I would be keeping my hip and shoulder sways further away from the target like you do.
Yeah.
That would be an easier way to hit those.
So that's a pretty good effort for me from 250.
Shot. That was well hit. For a ladies shaft 5
I like
wood,
this.
that's
Yeah,
not
I
yours.
like this in a 5 wood.
Fair.
Right, this one's going on.
Okay. You like that one?
Possibly.
Just
It might need to stay in the air.
missed the curve a little. That's a nice shot, though.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Almost tour average.
Yeah.
Great
I'll
way to
take
set
that.
expectations with students. Great way to practice just back and forth. I like the way you're describing this. I hadn't thought about how to best use this as an amateur at home, just hitting on it.
Yeah.
Using the ladder system that way.
Yeah.
You could start coming back whenever you want.
Totally.
Just pick a random distance.
Well, I mean, I would do a complete mixture of block and random. There'll be sessions where I'm just hitting 20 of the 50, 20 of the next one. And then there'll be sessions where if that's feeling too easy or I'm hitting more than I think I deserve, let's say if you're a high handicap, you're not hitting them all, then I would try and make it harder by going step or then jumping, randomise it, go 250, go to 50, go to 150, because one thing I do notice with amateurs is it's very easy to trip them up in a lesson. You know, 57 irons, 27 irons, get them moving well. Now let's try it with a driver and they just clean top it. And it's like, oh, they've not practiced transition. Where a better player, transition is, I don't even think I'm just doing that. But for everyday golfers, that's something that they actually should be practicing.
It's a skill you need to have.
And a game like this will highlight that, which I think is fantastic.
I like it. Good synopsis, good coaching too.
Thank you, thank you. Good commentary. Let's just remind everyone, this isn't the club that for me for the 250 yards, otherwise I'd have hit more greens.
That's it, you brought it, I saw it.